Hello everybody. Today we're talking about the F chord. A lot of people, including myself, do not like the F chord. Specifically, they don't like the way the bar F chord sounds and the way it feels. It's a difficult chord to play and a lot of time can be very frustrating to try to make it sound right. So that is the bar chord. The reason why I personally don't like it is because once you finish with the chord and you're going to go to the next chord and you move your hand away from that position, the whole sound stops. See? As opposed to when you play chords that have open strings in there, there's a lot of a sound that still is resonating and it's more pleasant to go to the next chord. Hands off, there's still a bunch of notes ringing here. Hands off, still a bunch of notes in there. Okay, so let's look at a few alternatives for the F chord. The first alternative is the most simple one. Only a stepladder looking kind of like fingering here. So you got index, middle, ring. The problem with this F chord is that it's a little limited, but it still sounds pretty good, specifically if it's a fast passage in F. You have to be careful not to play the 5th and the 6th string, as well as muting also the 1st string. Definitely make sure you don't have that 1st string open, because if you do, that sounds like an F major 7 and it's a different feel as opposed to this. That open E string doesn't quite fit in some songs. Sometimes it can be nice, but not always. The other way to play this F chord, it will be to actually move on to a four-finger shape here. Very similar to what we had so far. This time we're going to also be fretting the 5th string as well. So it's a little bit fuller. It adds a C note in there. That's pretty good. And again, make sure you don't hear the 1st string. The third version would be something like something with a different voicing. I like this one particularly, specifically when you go from a G to an F and you're trying to get a different feel for that, because it's going to add like a G note in there. So this is also something you can use for an F chord. This finger is out of the way, the pinky stays there, coming from a G. And finally, if you still really need a lot more bass or low end here, maybe the power chord F will be something that you can choose. Now, to play a power chord F, you only will be playing the top 2 or 3 strings of the guitar, so only the bass notes. And this is one of the shapes that you can use here, so you can use the F. Again, make sure that you don't play the bottom 4 strings for this chord. You can also do it like this, many different possibilities. Going from a G to an F would sound like this. Have fun with the F chord.